What's going on, guys? So today I want to talk about building clientele by the numbers. Building clientele by the I'm sorry. Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I want to talk about building clientele by the numbers. Building by the numbers. What does that mean? Does that mean, you know, you find a way to cover the masses? Not so much. Building clientele by the numbers is a simple concept, and it starts like this. It's your first day of work, right? You come into the barbershop, um, you get all set up, and a client walks in. The client comes in, and you get them, and you cut them. Well, when that client sits in your chair, this is your moment to make that client your client, not just a shop client anymore. Now they can become your client. Now, how do you do that? Well, you do it through a series of things, and that series of things um, helps you to ensure that this client will be your client and just not a shop client. So the first is you want to greet them. You want to ask who they are. You want to find out their name. You give them your name. You want to get some information on how often they get a haircut. Um, you want to find out if they live in the area, because that's going to be important. You know, if this is a person who's visiting a family member from out of town, you may not see them for a while. It doesn't mean that you don't go through the steps. Just you're building rapport. And when that client is done, after you've gotten the information, there's a step that you're going to take, and that step is to uh, confirm their next haircut. So, say a client tells you they come every week, they like to get their haircut every week. When that client's done, you shake their hand. Paul, I'll see you next week. Normally the client says, you got it. If it's every 2 weeks, Paul, I'll see you in 2 weeks. You got it. Thanks for coming in. Alright? Now, in your mind, here's what I want you to think. That's one client. That client will be back next week. So, if nothing else, I have one client for next week, or I have one client in 2 weeks. You got me? You've just gotten one client. The next person that sits in your chair, it's the same deal. Now you have two clients. Now you have three clients. Now they may come and they may not sit in your chair the next time. Maybe you're busy with a new client that you're going to have in a couple of weeks, and they feel like, you know what, anybody in here can cut me, bop, bop, bop. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But the fact remains that if you were not busy, that money was going to you. So you've created yourself a money stream. I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll see you in a week. I'll see you in a month. I'll see you in 3 weeks. That's building clients by the numbers. So you're taking one client who comes every 2 weeks, and then that 2 weeks comes around, and let's say it's Tuesday, and then 2 Tuesdays from now, you get a new person. Now you got Robert. Well, you cut Robert, and you say, Robert, I'll see you in 2 weeks, right? But Paul comes in later that day. Now you cut Paul. So in 2 weeks now, you have Robert coming in and you have Paul coming in. You got me? It's a simple concept. I don't want you to ever think that, barbering is rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's very easy, and these easy steps are very effective. So now Robert comes in 2 weeks, Paul comes in 2 weeks, and you cut them both. But that day you also cut Steve, and Steve likes to come in every 2 weeks. He's new. He's seen the grand opening sign, or he just stopped in. He was looking for a new barber. He comes in, and now you say, Steve, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Now you have three clients in 2 weeks. Building by numbers, one at a time. One turns into two. Two turns into three. Three turns into six most of the time. So on and so on. And you just keep building. You just keep building. Now there are other things that you can do to be proactive. You could be passing out business cards. We're going to get into how to build clientele. This is not really the how to build clientele. This is just building by numbers. But let's just go into it a little bit. Passing out business cards. The first thing you should do is you should get yourself some business cards. It is not the shop owner's responsibility, nor it is their obligation to get you business cards. You are self-employed. You are in business for yourself. Unless you work for a haircuttery or something like that, then maybe it'll be their obligation, because they're paying you a paycheck. You're an employee, and their job is to make sure that you can be successful. But all in all, I think you're still popcorn, the guy who's behind the snack stand, he's telling you what your total is. You give him the money, say, hey, I don't know where you get your hair cut at, but I'm a barber over at so-and-so. Here's my card. Anytime you need a fresh one, come check me out. Simple. You go out to dinner, you have whoever the waiter is, whether it's a woman, whether it's whoever. Hey, I'm a barber. You know, if you have a son, boyfriend, they're looking for a place to get a haircut, hey, have them come check me out, and you leave a nice tip. Leave a good tip. Don't leave a lousy tip after you just passed out your business card. It defeats the purpose. You leave a good tip, you get remembered. And then maybe that business card gets passed on to a boyfriend or a husband or a brother, or maybe now they bring their son in, or maybe it's a male and he comes in and he brings his boy in with him or whatever. Doesn't matter. The fact is that it works. You go to a party, you handing out your business cards to everybody you meet. Hey, how you doing, bro? I'm a barber. 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 Everybody you come in contact with should know you're a barber. As a barber, when you're first starting out, I mean, period. Not even when you're first starting out, just all the time. You're never off. You're constantly building and letting people know that you're a barber. What's another way? I told you about the confirming a haircut. Be at the shop on time. Be there when you're supposed to be there. If the shop opens at 9 and you're supposed to be there at 10, be there at 10. If the shop opens at 9, you're supposed to be there at 9, be there at 9. If you're supposed to be there at 11 or 12, be there at 11 or 12. Whenever you're supposed to be there, be there. That's pretty simple. You have to be open to staying late. You have to be open to when 6 o'clock hits or 7 o'clock hits or 8 o'clock hits, whenever your shop closes and somebody's walking in at 8 o'clock, got to be open to get that cut. Got to be open to get that money. Because if you're not, somebody is, and you'll be losing clientele because you're not open. You know, so you constantly want to be open. What else can you do to build your clientele? When you're not doing anything, people that walk past the shop, let them know. Hey, I'm a barber. Anytime you need a haircut, come check me out. That's kind of a simple concept. That's kind of easy to do. That's not a difficult one at all. Let them know. I'm a barber. You know, I'm here Tuesday through Saturday, Monday through Saturday. We're here 7 days a week, whatever it is. I'm here 11 to 8. Check me out. 9 to 6, 9 to 7, whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. Come check me out. So that's, you know, some ways that you can get into building clientele. We're going to get into building clientele more detailed. That's just something quick. But building by the numbers is taking that one person that's in your chair and saying to yourself, this is my client, I'm going to make this my client. 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 And it starts to build momentum, and before you know it, you got a steady stream of clients. And now all you need to do is build on your steady stream and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. And eventually, you'll be at the income you want. Or you'll be close to the income you want. Either way, it's good money. So building by the numbers is very simple. When they come in, you reconfirm. You're confirming future haircuts. You're confirming future appointments if you do appointments. Whatever it is, you're building one at a time. That's building by the numbers. All right, guys, this is Al. Peace.